Hi all, this is Atul connecting after a long time. So in this video we will be covering deployment of a simple application on Google Cloud Application Engine or App Engine we call it. Uh, so these are the series of steps, a kind of high level which I have mentioned. First you require a Google Cloud project in which you enable Cloud Build API and you need to initialize the App Engine, right? You need a code written in Python with HTML. I use this code and I will share the link for this code as well. But to make it run onto the app engine in Google Cloud, you need app.yaml file. So we have created this as well. Now, once you have this, you need to prepare a local environment on your local system that is on your, or I will be using a laptop from my system, or you can run it from anywhere, maybe from your any VM or system which have prerequisite tools. Once you have it, you will be activating that isolated Python environment, and then you would be then using the virtual environment venv using this command, and then you will be installing the requirements or the where you will it will install the prerequisites or the like flask logins and other packages. Then you will run this main.python file, which will call the HTML and it will set it up on your local system with HTTP 127 or the local host with the port number. Once that is done, then you will be deploying it onto your Google Cloud App Engine using the commands. So let's get started. So before we proceed, let me show you. This is a demo project which I have created, right? In which there is almost nothing. I have enabled the Cloud Build API and also the App Engine I have enabled. So I have initiated the App Engine. If you could see here, it's there, but there is nothing in it. Okay, no service, nothing in it. It's empty. Yeah, just a moment, please. Okay, so this has nothing in it in the App Engine. So I will go to my PowerShell prompt, and here we will first log in with the gcloud auth application default login. So it will open up a page and it will log in, authenticate to your Google Cloud. I have as a prerequisite Go gcloud components installed on it, and I have navigated to the directory which contains the code, right? So we will first hover on to the code in here. This is the directory structure. So main files are your main.py, where there is a code where it will use the libraries. For Flask, there are functions written, blueprint function and all. And this is a login. This basically will show you a login page where you have to authenticate and log in into the simple web application. It will also contain a database, SQLite database in it. And then there is app.yaml that would be required, right, to make it run onto the Google Cloud App Engine. Locally, it is not required if you want to run it. Then there is main.py that we have already gone through, and this is the requirements file where it contains the packages, Flask, which needs to be installed before running the main.py. Okay, so if you see here, so you will find the same thing. I will just clear the screen. I will see like which is the project listed here. So it's a kind of an old project. What I will be using is I will be setting the project. I will be using the project ID from here. It's updating the property of the page. We will wait while I come back. Okay, so it has updated. Now if I go in here and if I do the list, it will show you that now the project is the one where we have to deploy the app engine. So it is default, okay, which is showing in here this one. Now what we will do is we will be preparing the environment. So we will be going to the same directory we are in, which we are already in, and I would be just a sec. Just a sec, please. I will just copy it from here. Now, if you could see that it has taken me into the environment, virtual environment, where you would be setting up the environment to run locally. Now, you should have a PIP installed on the system. So we will be running the requirements dot. So if you see, we have a requirements.txt file which contains all the packages. So Python installation package manager. So we will be using this, and we will be running this command. So this is the command we will be running against the directory. So it will be installing the. This is just a warning you can ignore, which is you are showing it, which it is showing in the yellow color. So it has installed all the packages. Generally, I ran it earlier, so it already contained this. Okay, it already has this requirement packages in this. So now we will be running the Python and then main.py in it. Main.py is also part of this directory. So now you could see that it said that it's already running. You could run this on port 5000. So now what we will go is we will go in here, and if I go in on localhost 5000, if you see, you will find this application, right? So you could see it's a simple app. You could have a login. So I already created one ID in the database, so probably I would be able to run this, or maybe not. I will create another one. Okay, sign up. It's already there. Okay, so let's say test at gmail.com. So I just use it. I will use the password. So it displays the page that you have you have successfully logged in. And this is the general application. So this has run locally and it gave a successful message. Now what we're gonna do is now we will be deploying it onto the public forum onto the cloud. So now to do this, it's a simple command. Like you should be in that directory which contains all the code. So all the code is in here. Now what we will use is we will be using Google Cloud SDK command and we will use app deploy. So now it will be loading it onto the Google Cloud, and in here you will find it. It will get populated the services and all. You will find it in a while it gets completed. So it says that it's already completed and gave you a URL. Not completed, it is asking to continue. So it will be deploying it. It may also ask us to select the region. Though we have selected the default region as US East 4 when I initiated the app engine. To do this, let me make things easier and we will see like the services. If it's getting it's nothing is there. It's still going on and services. It should create service in some time. I will pause the video while I come back to you once it is completed. Now, as a part of the deployment, it will first copy the files, if you could see here, to the Google Cloud Storage. Okay. If I go into the cloud storage bucket, it's copying in there. Mm, just a sec. So it's copying, it's uploading the files to cloud storage bucket. And if I refresh it, and this it should be throwing the files in here or in some folder, right? So while it copies the file, if we would be in the staging environment, it's loading the contents. So it's loading all these files if you see here in the staging, right? So while it copies and it completes, then we will come back. I will pause the video. Okay, so welcome back again. So if you could see that it copied the files first and then it deployed the service. Okay. Now what it's telling that it's deployed the services to this link, right? And to browse it, you could use this command gcloud app browse to browse the service. Now let's see like what is in there. So let me refresh the page. If you see, this is the default service, and either you could go it from here or you could run the gcloud app browse from here. It's taking a bit of time. Or if I click on this link directly, so if you see, I've gone through the same link and it opened the page, and it also opened it from that other link, the same thing, but it's open in my other browser, which is Firefox. Anyways, so if I log in, Now, when I deployed the service locally, I created the user ID, so which was test at gmail.com, and I will put in the password. And if you see, I could log in and it's displaying me that username, whatever it is, right? What's the username it has given, right? So this is about the application. Now, in order to save cost, you could go into the settings and you could start disable the application. If you want to reuse it, you could reuse it. If you don't want to reuse it, you can remove it. I will keep it because I will modify, I will make some few other changes in it. So it's asking me to retype the ID of the application. Here the ID is same as the project. So just a sec. It's taking some time. I will disable it maybe later. So this is about the video. So I would be sharing the code once it is requested, and from your side, whoever would be viewing the video. I would suggest, if you have liked this video, please subscribe the channel. I will paste the channel link in the notes when I would be posting the video. I hope you like this video and it's informational for you. Thank you.